Hello, everyone, and welcome to another one-shot here, the September one-shot for the RollPlay Patreon. I'm JP McDaniel, joined by quite the cast. Let's just go around here. You know some of the, well, you probably know all these faces, but never in the same place at once. This is quite the group we've got here. Wheat, we'll start with you. Probably the oldest person here. We're just going to start with you.
Yeah.
We'll start with the oldest person.
Probably the oldest guy.
The oldest guy. That's all I got. I don't have anything other interesting to say.
I actually don't know about that anymore.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, JP watched it. Okay. Although us dinosaurs, man, we're banding together. Hello, excited. Last time I was on a one shot, I was a replacement. This time I was an actual person they invited. So excited to be here, and I have a feeling this is just like the setting, the era, what we're gonna do, right up my alley. Can't wait. Super excited. I get to play with Adam, Matt Mercer, John DMing, JP. I always play with you.
Yeah,
so,
this is nothing. Yeah,
but you're like my blanket, maybe a little bit.
What the fuck? Your blanket?
Excited to be here.
He just wants to wrap himself up in you.
Yeah, like you can.
Well,
The mind immediately worked with that, Wheat, and I do not like it. I do not like being your blanket. But we'll talk about that after the show. Adam, I saw you yesterday. What's been going on the past 24 hours, sir? Also, who are you for those that don't know?
Since yesterday. Well, if you're tuning in for the very first time, hi, I'm Adam Koebel. I'm a regular here on RollPlay, GM for all kinds of stuff. But nothing has happened to me since yesterday when we played Dungeons and Dragons together. I just hung out and didn't play D&D. So yeah. That's been my exciting life. I got all my excitement out like last week and the week before that. I don't need any more fun. I just want to sit in my chair and play Dungeons and Dragons for the next 10 days.
Great. I mean, you're actually going to be doing just that. So
I know,
perfect.
I know. I don't need any more of the outdoors. I don't need any more fun and excitement. I'm just going to imagine instead because I'm tired and hot and I'm done with it.
There you go. Matthew Mercer, you were out there in the desert as well. Are you tired and hot and ready to play D&D for 10 days?
damn right. Yeah, I emerged from the same weird fever dream that Adam did, and it was a delightful creative renewal, but a very necessary return to this chaos that we do. And I'm excited to play in this game. The whole setting is fantastic, and I don't get a chance to play very often, so I'm really happy to be part of this, guys.
Yeah, is this the first time? Because you DM for Critical Role, you DM for a ton of things out there, but I don't think I've ever seen you play before on a broadcast.
I've played maybe twice in the past 2 years in e-broadcast. One was a game of Paranoia, which I love, and that was a lot of fun. I got to repeatedly kill Will Wheaton, which is, I'm sure some people out there are like. And then I played a round of Everyone is John, which was absolutely chaotic. So this is fun.
Fantastic. And last but not least, our DM for the day, Mr. John Harper. Quick introduction, and also just, I guess, whatever else you want to say about yourself.
I'm John Harper. I'm a game designer by trade, and you may know me from such games as Lady Blackbird or Blades in the Dark, possibly. I'm super psyched. I've been GMing Adam in our Blades in the Dark series on YouTube for a while now, and
my character in this game is much less of an asshole than that one.
Did I say it now?
Yeah, for now. Yeah. I don't know whether to apologize or not for that.
Kind of doubt it. This game, this is a design of mine, sort of merged with Adam and Sage's design. This was born out of Dungeon World and is kind of a beautiful baby between the three of us in a sense.
I feel like
I love it.
One of the things that was really cool to work with John, just even before the show started, was he goes crazy when it comes to the design aspect of stuff. And I was talking with Adam about this a little bit before. He's already made this. He's already got a full-on, decked out map. And I was just like, Adam, where are your maps, Adam?
You're making me look like an asshole, John.
John just whips his head. He's like, hey, guys, I made this last night. This is what you're going to be wandering around. I'm like, oh, all right. Adam, we need more of this stuff. So
Adam,
it's really
got raised a long time ago. You're just lagging.
And then this fully fleshed out character sheet, which is it's not just a stock sheet. It's great. I like it. I'm glad to
listen.
Glad to have this stuff. I'm glad that you're making Adam the inferior ready GM.
Some people design games first and then figure out the character sheet. John designs character sheets and then is like, I guess I should attach a game to this. So,
and let me tell you, Adam's the only GM here who is feeling lessened by this. Only one.
Yeah, just me. Totally
Yeah.
just me.
I could just pick on Adam because I employ him. That's the only reason he's getting picked on right now. Yeah, exactly. So we'll be journeying through all this, but I guess before we even get there, John, what are we playing today, and what's the world that we're playing in? It's probably the best place to start.
Yeah, so this game, it's called Breakers, and it's about, so the elevator pitch is Ghostbusters plus Thundar the Barbarian, I guess is probably the best way to describe that. You're the PCs, you guys, you're basically a Ghostbusters type group, working class people in a weird profession, but instead of going on calls where there are ghosts hunting a place, you go on calls where a dungeon has invaded our world and broken through the dimensional barrier.
Bonus points to anyone who is still frantically Googling Thundar the Barbarian right now. Has 2 R's at the end.
You're not the oldest person on the call anymore. John is now showing them.
Going way back.
I know the reference.
Yeah.
The moon's all cracked in half. It's a thing. Don't worry about it.
Seriously, Thundar on YouTube, and you'll enjoy at least 5 minutes of it.
Totally worth checking out.
There you go.
Yeah. So, I guess that's the shortest version of it. We can get into a little more, but if that answers the question.
Yeah, I think so. Should we do character introductions? Where do we usually at this point? I guess we haven't done the role play thing with you. Usually, I just kind of let Adam carry the rest of the 3 hours here and sit back. So
that's totally fine. Yeah, I'm happy to do that if you want.
Yeah. So is the head here on the show? You want to do character introductions? What do you want to jump to?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go around and talk about who you guys are. You're the ragtag team of working class dungeon delvers. Who wants to start with their character?
I think I'll go last. I'm just gonna go last.
You guys go ahead while I go ahead and help my girlfriend fix our juicer real fast. So go on and start.
There you go. Yeah, he's already in character. He's in character.
Well, it doesn't make sense for me to start, so why don't you go first?
Yeah, let's
do it.
Of course.
You start off.
So, well, if I'm going to go first, then I guess I'm going to be allowed to maybe set some boundaries because I'm the one that put this team together. So I was the one that put the call out. My character is Reese Spoons Ryan, and she is a career breaker, but not necessarily by choice. Her parents were 2 very famous breakers. They were nicknamed Curb Stomp and Four Leaf, and they retrieved an incredibly awesome artifact from the break on one of these runs. And as a result of like all the artifact, they became super famous reality TV stars on the show Break Hunters. And because of that, Reese Spoons Ryan was always seen as sort of the like everything was handed to her, everything was given to her. She's got to grow up to be a breaker, and she hated the televisions, hated the cameras, but she went through the bullshit. She went through breaker military training. She got all of her certifications, and then when she actually went to the break, she totally fell in love with it, and she realized, holy shit, I'd been resisting for all this time, but this is actually more like home than Earth is. Like I have my own problems down here, but they're the problems I want to have. So she got permission to put together her own team, and this is of course just outside of getting out of passing all of her classifications, getting all of her certifications, and she actually has all the proper permits to run legitimate break groups. So I put this ragtag group together, and the only other thing really is that Spoons is medic, takes after her mother in that regard, looks incredibly like her, and she also is quick. So she can carry a little bit more and has a little bit more speed.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, and of course, Spoons came from her military, the boot camp. Everyone had seen her on television, so they called her Spoons because they felt like, again, everything was just spoon-fed to her on a silver platter and with a silver spoon. And so she's like, well, fuck you all. I'm keeping this name. And she's braced it ever since.
She's Reese with her spoons, as someone.
Oh.
I need to ban that person. Who said that?
Probably Adam.
As far as visual, anyone who's ever watched a role-play show, she, a female, about 5'4", not short hair. She actually has a fairly long ponytail in the back, keeps it covered up, kind of geared up in armor as the medic. It's important she doesn't go down. But underneath, the armor with like a single, armored thing where all of her packs are sort of first aid. She wears a T-shirt, has the number 3 on it, and then cargo pants also with various armor throughout, but to ensure some agility.
Nice. So yeah, you're a double special kind of character in this world. It's like you got your family legacy. Maybe the first one, the first sort of like known second generation breaker. There is, we haven't talked about this much, but there is kind of a luck factor here. Like a lot of people can't go across, they can't go into the break. They think maybe there's something to do with genetics about who can come and go. Some people can go in and not come back. There was, I think whoever the Neil Armstrong was for the break, like was one of those people. They sent that first guy in, he was trained all to the max and like, he never came back. It's like Stranger Things, right? They send the special forces dude in, right? Which is another reason why it's usually just like random nobodies who end up doing the work, because they can't just like train a whole military group to do this. They can train them on this side, but sending them through is a problem. So you're known, like you have this family legacy, you have like legit paperwork. You're not just some scummy freelancer pirate operating without any permission. So yeah, I guess you're the poster woman to some extent for breakers. How do you feel about that right now? Like now that you have your own team, how does Spoons feel about her notoriety?
It's not something that Spoons likes at all. If she could go the rest of her life without ever being like, oh, you're the daughter of blah 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 blah, then she'd be happy. So there's a lot of like, I need to make my own legacy because everyone just wants me to be a part of that legacy. And although she's not ashamed of it, she's like proud of her parents. She's just fucking fed up with the fact that she's always having to deal with being in that shadow and wants to get out of it.
Yes. And did you actually mention that they are no longer with us?
I didn't mention, but I'm glad you did, because she got out of the show, but once you're in that reality circle, they just keep on trying to bring you back. So they went to Curb Stop, they went to Four Leaf, and they said, hey, we're going to do a breaker reality television reunion show. And there was this horrible accident, which is still unexplained, that killed every single contestant, and it never aired. And so not only did she lose her parents, but
it only killed the contestants. No one else.
Well,
died?
I mean, at this point, it was like, yes, there were a lot of grips. There were a lot of cameramen.
You gotta remember the grips and the cameramen.
Makeup.
They're important too.
Absolutely, but
best boy.
Yeah. There were 3 episodes in. Boom, canceled. Footage never seen.
Okay.
One of the great mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. Love that character. Spoons is cool. Adam, Matthew, what do you want to follow?
Yeah, Matt, why don't you go next?
No worries.
Here we go. Props.
So, my character is Trevor Prespin Jr. I was once an esteemed, maybe not quite as esteemed as I'd hoped, a professor of theoretical physics at MIT. However, when the break erupted, it kind of eliminated most of the university, and I was kind of out of a job. But as part of the break occurring, it did actually tie into a small theory that I had as part of my graduation thesis that actually made me kind of a laughingstock amongst my peers for many years. So, in which I'd foreseen that there are these things called Dysor fence particles that I believed it was a form of energy that was the barrier between various string dimensions, for those who are familiar with string theory. And it seems that the break itself is where, in my opinion, some of these Dysor fence particles had gotten weak, and thus the barriers had collided and the two worlds are beginning to merge, which, while I'm excited at the prospect of this, is not very good for the prospects of the continuation of the human race and our planet as a whole, and our reality, should this continue. However, seeing as how I'm out of a job, and I really, really, really want to find a way to prove to everyone that I was right all along, I went ahead and applied to be part of this breaker movement. You know, I've never really been in the field, and I'm kind of excited at the prospect of getting down and dirty with some of these tougher folk, and maybe I'll learn a few things, and, you know, I hope it's not too dangerous per se. So I'm bringing some snacks. I'm bringing some positive attitude, and a few things that I managed to pull from the Institute before everything fell apart. So they asked me to have a code name when they accepted me, and I thought, well, a Kraken, that sounds kind of fun. So
Trevor. I love it. Crack. Oh, sorry. Kraken.
It's Kraken now. Trevor's dead.
Maybe this is a question for Spoons and Kraken here. Did you have a relationship? Did you know Spoons and her parents and her family, or have you hooked up after all of that, like post family?
I would say we'd hooked up after the fact. Spoons probably has no idea who the hell I am, but I definitely know who Spoons is when I had to research what this whole breaker thing was about.
Right, which actually turned out to be a really sort of awkward conversation, because when I found out about the accident that happened on the show that killed my parents, it was important to me to always have someone that could understand the break more than I could, because maybe I could find those answers. So even though I knew that Kraken didn't necessarily have the combat skills that we would need, is that when you're going up against the unexplained, sometimes intelligence is the best weapon you can have.
Thank you.
Nice. Love it. Yeah. That's great. And give us a little, maybe a quick glimpse at your physical form there, Kraken. Are you young?
Yes.
Old, male, female?
So, Kraken is male. Early 40s. He as now as part of the Department of Dimensional Studies, as part of the Breaker establishment. He's slender, a little bit of a pouch in the stomach area, but rail thin legs. He's got salt and pepper kind of curly, crazy hair, kind of like a Wayne Coyne from Flaming Lips kind of look going on, with a well-trimmed kind of goatee beard. Glasses usually at the tip of his nose, and when shit gets serious, he pulls them in. So that's when you can tell that he's really intently focused. Right. He didn't really know what kind of uniform as part of this, if there is a uniform. So he's dressing up very formally with probably his best kind of job interview type clothing he has. Even all that's very short sleeve, is buttoned up, and the tie, it's still only about mid bicep where the sleeves end. So he's definitely stands out amongst much of the rabble rousers that surround him.
Nice. So is this your first operation? I mean,
this for him is his first operation. He's gone through a lot of the simulations and the training and the discussions, and he's worked through multiple different scenarios in his head and listened to many stories, and he believes he's completely ready for this. Whether or not he is, we shall see.
Awesome. Love it.
Cool.
Adam, Nero.
Yeah. I'll go now. Yeah, JP wants to go last. So I'm Captain Nerovax of the Black Spire Armada, High Prince of Lost Jevros, known also as the Hammer of Karakeen, wielder of the Korosi Blade, heir to the throne of Lena and the Assyrian Isles. Long may I reign. Breaker authorization ID 655321-B. So I'm going to be this party's Chewie or Spock or the Doctor from Galaxy Quest. I come from the break. I'm not of the Earth, I had my homeworld destroyed by the archwizard Kai Shirakai, and I seek vengeance. And to do so, I've joined up with these mortals who I think will aid me in reclaiming the lost throne. Yeah,
Of course. I mean, obviously, these
totally.
are to hook up with.
Yeah, for sure.
He talks in metaphor. It's so strange.
Yeah. So yeah, my character is I have the arcane and slayer talents. I imagine appearance wise, I'm probably like Star Trek level alien. Like I'm probably like a little. I've got like I stand on a box when I deliver my dialogue, or I'm a little closer to the camera all the time, so I look bigger. I'm probably blue. I have like big long ears. And like forehead ridges because that shit's important. So I'm not human. gotta have the weird forehead.
Meaningful hair braiding.
Totally, yeah. I have like a crown I wear all the time, and then like armor with like big shoulder pads and like big like I look like a Dungeons and Dragons character.
I was going to ask, like, have you moved to Earth? Are you like living among the humans, or are you still in your I don't know?
Yeah, I mean, in the opening credit sequence, there's probably like a really funny shot of me like trying to like use an ATM or something, like in my full Karosi like regalia, or like getting a ticket for like carrying my sword around in a mall, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think I probably have like an apartment and like a cat or something. But I don't like. I need help understanding.
Oh, yeah. You need a lot of help.
Yeah,
and that was my other question. Sorry, wait, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, it was actually my fourth break run when I met Nero actually in the break, and we instantly. Well, I bonded with Nero because Nero he didn't know what fucking television was, so he was like the best person I'd ever met before because he
didn't know who you were.
Right, exactly, and so I want to say that I took a little bit of credit, like trying to get him out and saying, you could make a living off of this here.
Nice.
Yeah. I still don't understand your human concept of money because I'm a noble and people just give me things. Or they would if my people hadn't been destroyed and enslaved by the hateful wizard who I must destroy.
I do find it adorable that you refer to your cat as the rattle beast. I have three myself, so that's probably where you first bonded when you mentioned that.
Yeah, probably. The cat and the cat is my roommate, right? Obviously not my pet. I don't like, I need to serve it as well. I'm learning humility. I spent some time at a monastery in my youth and they taught me, that being a humble ruler is very important. So I've got this roommate relationship with a cat. I don't understand that it's not like a sentient thing. I'm still confused by cars. The whole thing. It's modern.
I think that's adorable. I show you pictures of my 2 Russian blues and my tortoiseshell mini, and I want us to have like sort of a play date sometime, maybe after this expedition.
Yeah, I love it. I still am very curious. I want to meet this. I'm like trying to meet with other important humans so I can foster diplomatic relationships between my world and theirs. I've been trying to meet with this Burger King for a long time. I can't I understand. It's it's hard. It's a hard life to be a displaced noble, but
it's hard to drink from the Earth culture fire hose. You just can't just get it all at once.
It's true.
There's a lot to take in.
Fantastic. The Burger King.
Nice. Love it. JP, you want to round us out here?
Yeah, I think if we're going for the TV show, it would start off and it would have Joey Turner, the high school football star, and he's posed there in the the Heisman pose, winning some huge game, maybe his final game in his senior for the state championship or something, senior year. And then it cuts to now, and he's working for Turner Pest Control, the family pest control service. He's slightly overweight. He's not too in shape anymore. I would think he's probably one of the oldest people in the group. And I think that I met Spoons because I did their family's house. I sprayed their family's house and was interested and saw like documents around like about breaking and entering into the other world and was curious about that.
Oh, maybe because you have the breaker mojo. Maybe you saw something that only normally breakers can see in their house, some weird artifact
yeah,
on the wall or something, and commented on it, and they're like, "What?"
Right, and they didn't see it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping to be the brawn of the group without brains, and I'm basically still stuck in high school. I think Kraken is the nerdiest nerd I've ever met. I do not like him at all. I think Nairo is just a complete freak of nature, and the only one that I can really relate to is Spoons because she's the most normal person of the crew. So that's kind of where I rely on for my friendship. But I know bugs, and I know how to exterminate bugs, and I used to go by the name Exterminator, but it was just not as cool as Vandal. So I switched it halfway through the breaking process. So that's,
I like to think you didn't fill out all the right paperwork, and so now there's somebody out there trying to find who this Exterminator is.
Exactly. Yeah. He's basically the constant fuck up. He cannot do anything right unless someone has led him down the right path, step by step, process by process. Otherwise, he's still stuck in high school. He's never done anything since then. So that's Joey Turner, aka Vandal.
Vandal, yes. Let's. Oh no, I had a question. So Spoons, how do you feel about this Vandal guy in your crew? Did you seek him out because you knew him from before, or what?
Yeah, I knew him from before. There was
a family connection there, kind of.
There was a family connection, even though the television thing was going on. I was moving around a little bit. That's my hometown. We happened to go to the same high school together. And we didn't really keep in touch. But then the whole, we had bugs. And then he came and offered his services, met at a reunion, saw some things. I'm not quite sure, but I think maybe the spray shit that they use, yeah, that's done something to him.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
It's modified his DNA potentially.
100%.
So do you think, did your parents go to high school with him, or are you guys this, were you in a class?
No, the family. It's small towns.
Totally.
A graduating class was 13. Is that what you want to hear? It wasn't very big, all right?
Yeah, everybody knows everybody. What's wrong with that, all right? I sprayed his house with the bug spray, all right? And then he said, hey, why don't you come join me because I saw some stuff. There's nothing wrong with that.
I heard you like killing things.
It's Vandal, not she knows we're good.
Yeah, Vandal because Exterminator was such a fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, you remember when I fucking scored that goal in the state? Yeah, I bet you do. Proudest day of my life.
Anyway, we'll talk about it later.
I do not understand this game they call football. You use neither your feet nor a ball.
You're one of those Europeans, aren't you? Is that what's going on here? I don't get you. Nero.
The scarf was the giveaway.
Oh, don't start cracking.
Cool. So let's briefly go through your sort of stats here, so we can give chat an idea of kind of what you may turn out to be good at or bad at. You want to start? We'll go around real quick. This game has three attributes. It's pretty simple. There's insight, prowess, and resolve, and they kind of do what you think. Insight is kind of the mental stuff, perception and social stuff. Prowess is physical prowess, and resolve is a combination of willpower and sort of general toughness and resolve.
So
go ahead.
I have -1 insight, 1 prowess, and 2 resolve. And my talents are medic, which means I can use first aid during a conflict, and during rest I get 1d to healing, and then quick is I get +1 speed, which essentially means I can carry a little bit more without sacrificing how fast I am in initiative.
Nice. Kraken?
Yes, I have a +2 insight, as one does when they get as close to their doctorate as I did, but didn't quite complete it. -1 prowess, as I'm more of a talker than a fighter. That's why I'm with these guys. And +1 resolve, because while I'm probably easily spooked, when I have a goal in mind, I can push through with mental fortitude until something bigger spooks me.
Nice.
And as far as my talents go, I chose techie because small science is kind of my thing, and lucky because that's the only way I even got where I am today, and the only way I'll possibly even survive an expedition into the break.
Nice.
Good.
Adam?
Well, I mean, my might and glory cannot be contained in mere numbers, but if I'm forced to bow to your rules, I have a +1 to both my insight and prowess, and a 0 in my resolve, as I carry the deep scars of the loss of my people with me. It's really for them. I'm low resolve for them. I'm tough, but I have to remember their sacrifice.
Right.
My talents are Slayer, because you don't just get to wield a magic sword for nothing. And I took Arcane, which means I can attempt to control magical energy, which is very dangerous, but hey, magic powers.
Mm-hmm. Last but not least.
So I have -1 insight. Football was all I cared about in school. I didn't ever go to class. Prowess is +2 because football is all I ever cared about in school. So had time to do anything but work out. And then the resolve is 0.
All right. Average human.
Oh, and then for my talents, I'm lucky because football was all I ever did in school, and I was never good at anything else. And then tough because I worked out a lot. So that works out for the character.
Extra HP
pattern here.
Yeah, and that's 6 extra HP. Yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. Yeah, I think we have covered our intros and are nearing the actual beginning.
Yeah, I think Wheat and both Mercer have worked out their load limit. Did you figure that out, Adam? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I've got my equipment.
What is your load limit?
So I'm only carrying weapons and armor. I have no gear. Because why would I need such mundane implements when I can conjure what I need from the ether? I have so I'm normal. That's my load limit.
Okay.
Because I have armor, I have a shield, and I carry my special weapon, the Corrosive Blade, called Vengeance of Shadows, known to all as Ender of Demons and Wizard's Bane. It's a cool sword. You gotta have your merchandising. That's why I have that sword, because I have the coolest action figure.
Great. And then John, for the viewers. You want to walk through the load limit stuff as I wink my eye at you?
Yes, for the viewers who know nothing about this.
For the viewers who don't know what we're playing.
For the viewers at home, and certainly not for any of the very well-prepared players we have today, the game has a mechanic where your speed, which is like your initiative and your movement speed, is limited by how much shit you are carrying, essentially. So your character doesn't have like an initiative stat or something. It's sort of based around your load. So if and it's split between your backpack and the stuff you have like on hand. So if you are carrying 5 items worth of shit on hand, you can carry up to 8 additional stuff in your backpack, but you'll be slow when you're running through the dungeon. Typically how this happens is that you loot stuff, right? You're dungeon delvers, so you're going to pick stuff up, and through the course of the adventure, you may slow down by loading up your packs. Then the next fastest is normal speed, which is sort of the default. That's three quick, easy to reach items on hand, and 5 items in your backpack, up to 5. Then fast means you have 2 items on hand. Maybe you're someone like Adam. I don't know if Adam's fast. I don't remember what you said, Adam. But
no, I'm normal because I have 3 on hand items, but I do have like an empty bag. So as we find stuff, I've got 5 slots to fill.
Nice, yeah. So fast is 2 items on hand and 3 in the pack, and then if you are very fast, that's just sort of 1 item on hand and then a 2 item in your backpack.
Gotcha.
So the main things that are gonna impact that probably like a good place to start, unless you're like a Wheats type character who maybe his backpack is more important to you. A good way to do it is like think about how well armed and armored you are. How much of a fighter do you want to be? Do you want to wear two loads worth of armor? Do you have a shield? Do you have a heavy weapon that takes 2 slots? That's going to add up to being slow, probably pretty fast.
Yeah. I think for Joey, he's going to be slow. I just got to figure everything out. And then for Wheat, you were fast, right?
So because I have the quick talent, it basically means that I could, whatever loadout I choose, I actually still have +1 in speed. So I have a normal loadout of 5 and 3, but because I have because I have quick, I'm actually fast in speed.
Great. Yeah, so I'll be 8 and 5 with slow. I'll be the quote tank of the group.
Gotcha.
And I'll figure out all that stuff as well. So it's
yeah. The only kind of wrinkle there is special weapons, which weigh 2. If you want to have those, you can keep it in your backpack most of the time if you want to have one just like slung.
Mm-hmm.
If you have room for that, you might you could throw your shotgun or your grenade launcher or whatever in your backpack.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's a retrofitted bug sprayer that is now a flamethrower. Nice. That I've just turned into flamethrower. Yeah.
So it has the spray quality, probably.
Yes, 100%.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, that works out. That works out beautifully.
Love it.
Cool.
So yeah, if you guys have an idea, so the other thing to remember, we talked about this briefly, but because this is like cheaty dungeon crawling, where it's a mix of modern day Earth plus weird fantasy realm mashed up. When you scrounge, you want to loot or scrounge when you're there. It's reasonable to find bullets or a battery or modern day Earth type stuff can be found during a job. So if you run out of whatever, it is possible to recover that kind of stuff on the fly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Any other question or any other things we need to tell chat?
We've got our pack, we've got our talents, the gear on hand, armor and HP. That's just determined by.
You have 18
gear on hand. Yeah.
Yeah, you're special. You have 18 hit points, JP.
Okay, great.
And then your armor is just you add it up. So if you have 2 pieces, it's 2.
Cool.
And that'll subtract from all the attacks against you.
I'm going to say I actually had a piece of armor on me. I didn't choose it, but as I was getting ready for the expedition with no armor, one of the people who works for the break said, "Oh, no, you're going to need this vest."
HR requires, in fact, that you wear the vest if you're going into the break.
My first time, yes.
So you're wearing your like nice outfit, and then there's this like armor vest that they like strapped onto you.
Yeah, and it's probably like a size too small, and it's like strapped tightly to me, and I'm like, okay.
Nice. Love it. Hey, Mini-Wheat, what's up? Cool. All right, let's do some break-in. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this starts with a call, essentially, Ghostbuster style. The usual type of operation is there's like breaker type weather, and Spoons probably has some sort of base. I don't know if it's a converted firehouse, but it's some kind of facility where you keep a vehicle and some of your supplies and stuff. Have you moved out of your small town, Spoons?
Oh yeah.
You're stationed somewhere else.
I mean, you tell me where this is, and that's where it is.
Well, so there's a wrinkle here that we haven't talked about, which is getting to breaks. You have some equipment that lets you monitor when they're going to happen. There's cracks all through the earth, these like invisible ley line kind of cracks where the dimensions are crushed together. The dark world of Kai Shirakai trying to break through into Earth's domain. And every now and then cracks will expand out into a break or just spontaneously collapse. And you have a way of tracking that stuff with some mix of technobabble equipment and also some weird magical elements too.
Yeah, I have quite the scanner, and based on my research and my papers, I'm about 85% accuracy at designating, pinpointing, where these various ruptures are happening.
Nice.
Well, since Ghostbusters kind of already took New York, I'd say we just go south and make it like Miami or something like that,
Great. Yeah. We're in Miami. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's great.
As a Northeast person, I'm a lot of my element here.
It's and in which case headquarters is an old abandoned like car repair shop. It still has like the little under areas where they get under to fix
Oil
cars
change
and stuff. So you always got to watch your step around it, and but there's a whiteboard, a board, and then a little terminal
We
scanner.
got that whole whiteboard thing covered. So
Yeah. We don't have any markers, but we do have a whiteboard, you guys.
That's Miami too, so you have plenty of like 50s cars to choose from for your breaker mobile chassis.
Yes.
Not to mention, I imagine like 17 different fans going at all times because the AC doesn't work.
Yeah, and we're in Miami, so it's
and
humid as fuck.
Unfortunately,
it stains across the board.
All those nice cars that you think we have, we don't. That's one of the reasons why Vandal is actually asked to be on the group, because we drive around in his huge extermination van that also happens to have a little fucking ant that like bounces on his It's a little embarrassing, but gets the job done.
Yeah, that's one of those acrobatic ants. You ever see one of those? They don't actually do acrobats, believe it or not. They just climb high wires and stuff.
I've never actually seen a real ant, so I don't know that it's not like normal size. I'm just like waiting, like it's this fearsome beast we've placed upon our chariot, so people will know that we're mighty warriors as we ride around.
You've named him, Nero.
Yeah, this armored creature. Yeah, I love it.
All the ones you've seen up to now they must have been shrunk by a wizard.
Exactly.
Totally. They're the larval form of the much larger creature.
Yeah.
Go out of your way to crush them as you see them crawl to make sure they never come to fruition.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you guys, you get the breaker weather, in enough of advance to take a road trip somewhere where you think there's going to be a likely outbreak, and that's sort of the safe way to do things. And there's a little bit, it's a storm chaser analogy too. There's some competition where, everyone tries to kind of get there first and get in and out, beat the other teams to the spot. But there's another way. There's kind of this emergency brake thing, which we're going to do tonight, where it's possible, if you have the right tech, and we'll just say you guys do, and a brave enough driver, you can drive kind of sideways into one of the cracks and come out wherever the break is happening, through this dimensional shearing effect, which is totally safe.
Totally. Yeah.
Or like vaporize a vehicle, and
it's like regular drift racing, but better.
Totally normal. Yeah. So you guys have been in the car, in the Antmobile, cruising around. Maybe Kraken is using his instruments, trying to hone in on where this is coming through. But then all the needles peg, everything goes red, and you realize it's not local. It's way up north in New Jersey, but it's a big one, and you've got this opportunity. You've got this feeling, right? Like maybe this is the first time Kraken's like doing something for the team. But you tell me, Matthew. But what's happening is all of your theories are kind of like pointing in this direction.
And I'm seeing a massive surgence of dinosaur fence particles beginning to cluster at this one specific point, probably in the next 30 minutes to the next 6 hours. It's not a perfect science yet. I'm still working out the actual specific algorithm. But, worst comes to worst, I bought extra snacks so we can sit and wait, or we'll see how it goes.
I think like when he finishes, the cigarette just drops from my mouth because it's wide open trying to figure out what the hell Kraken is saying. Spoons, you want to translate what Kraken just said? I didn't get any of that. I heard 30 minutes to 6 hours. That's all I got.
I think Kraken was saying we got ourselves a job, and could be a big one. I think we just set our sights and start making our way there.
Yeah. So if you want to, you can go on a road trip. We'll skip over that. You'll arrive up there in a few days and take what you get, hoping that the local breakers maybe haven't beaten you too much to the punch. Or if you're feeling wild and crazy, somebody could try to drive sideways through a nearby crack and try to kind of teleport.
Yo, Spoons, I've been training for this. You know I can do it.
Are you driving, Vandal?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Okay.
No one else touches this wheel ever.
Your baby.
Spoons,
I don't drive stick anyway, so that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, the scan has been pretty silent over the last 7-8 days. We had a couple minor breaks. The locos got those real quick. They got that super awesome equipment. I kind of feel like if we're willing to make a risk here, it could absolutely be worth it. And Kraken, if you say it's as big as it is, this could be worth 20 of those smaller jobs.
Oh, easily. I mean, in comparison to the previous records we have of breaks in our vicinity, this is looking to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 50, upwards 800% increase in particle location. So I'll stay to the back of the van.
Spoons. This is like in '97 at the state championships when we were ready to throw the Hail Mary, and Coach said, "Do it, Vandal, do it." And you know what I did? I threw that Hail Mary.
All right, Joey. Look me in the eye.
Oh, it's serious.
Do it, Joey. Throw that Hail Mary. Let's fucking do it.
We're going sideways, boys. I guess I say that, and then it zooms out, and we're in the room still. I'm like, let's go get in the car. All right, we're supposed to be in the car when that was supposed to be said.
Awkwardly walk to the car.
Yeah.
That doesn't start right away.
Yeah. It's just it's gonna turn. All right, you just gotta. We weren't supposed to drive all the way down here to Miami. All right, it wasn't ready, and then finally it turns over.
Yeah, smash cut on the road. Speedometer wobbling at 45.
Yep.
All the extra tech shit on the dash and strapped onto the front of the Antmobile is vibrating, and little warning lights are flashing, and the aircraft emergency is going off. Have you ever done this before, Joey? Have you ever?
No, I've never. I've always wanted to, but Spoon's never allowed it. And this is the one moment where Joey gets to shine.
This should be a simple maneuver. It's like in that nature documentary about time travel I saw. We must simply reach 88 of your mortal miles per hour, and we will teleport into the realm. Quickly, Vandal.
One of these days, I'm going to go to Paris and see other people like you. I don't believe that these people actually exist. I do not understand Europe. It's so weird.
Vandal, keep your eyes on the road. Just the rip's coming.
It's really,
you got one job.
It's really tough because you have an indicator showing you where the crack is, but it doesn't relate to the traffic or the roads, right? So you're trying to line it up and just cutting. You're having to cut across lanes.
Yeah, just cutting people off nonstop. But I'm used to that. Yeah. Hold on, everybody. We're about to go.
Here we go. Let's do a little bit of teamwork here. Let's start since our local techie is helping, essentially, is setting you up, right? Your Kraken is reading your scanners, and plus you have your own personal theory, which other breaker teams don't really have access to. This is your special insight into how to get here quicker than everyone else. So yeah, why don't you make an insight roll for us there, Matthew? It's 2d6 plus your insight, and we'll see how much you help or potentially hinder Vandal's roll. The 7, everyone's favorite. So anyone, you play Dungeon World, you're probably familiar here, but I'll just go through it briefly. A 6 or less is a bad outcome. I'll tell you what happens. You probably aren't going to like it. 7 to 9 is a success with strings attached. So there may be a cost, complication, compromise of some sort. Or in some cases, it'll just mean you sort of reduced effort. Nothing bad happens, but you don't do it as well as you could. But it's still a success. That's the important part.
Yeah, I'd say as I'm keeping track of this on my scanner and everything is going fine. And for the record, this tech is pretty solid. But the constant weaving in and out of traffic, combined with the fact that I scarfed about half my stacks before we even started the expedition, nausea is breaking my concentration.
Nice.
I'm just looking over at you with like a half-eaten Twinkie in my hand, just kind of like, what strange science is this?
Kraken is turning kind of green, cars veering back and forth. But finally, you get it on the scanner. You get the reading.
Right there, northwest, about a mile and a half. You should see. There it is. There's the spark. Okay, that's real. This is real. We're going.
Yeah, I got it. All right, everyone, hold on. We're going sideways. Remember, it's just as we're doing it. Think about the first time I said that. It's way cooler.
He has indeed found a crack, and you see it. You're in, 2-lane or 4-lane road. You're in the right 2 lanes. It's on the other side. You're gonna have to cut across traffic. It's glimmering along between, like an alleyway between these 2 buildings. There's the Terminator time travel thing happening where the debris of the alley is sort of kicking up and electrical sparks are shooting out. And you're just gonna go for it, yeah?
Yeah. What would you like me to roll here?
I think that is a prowess roll, and instead of -2 to that roll for doing something totally crazy,
Uh-oh.
You're only going to take -1 because of your local techie. He's given you it's not perfect. A 10+ would have been no penalty, but you're still getting some help from the insights of the professor here.
Okay.
So your prowess is +2, right?
Slightly less desperate action.
Yeah. So you'll have a +1 total.
Wait.
What?
Before you roll.
Okay. What are we doing?
I feel like based off of, Vandal's past history, that if I was to be next to him saying, "You can do it, Vandal," just like the big game, that on a successful roll, maybe I could give him another.
You want to pump him up with some
Yes.
high school flashbacks?
As you're doing that, I'm just like, I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm saying this out loud, but it doesn't matter.
The least comforting thing a pilot could possibly say to passengers.
Yeah, exactly.
Time to put on your big boy pants, Vandal.
Yeah, exactly. Are you rolling to help me, Wheat?
What would that be? What kind of it? What would I
roll your resolve here, right, Spoons? You're like
Yeah.
You're deep. You're giving him this the mojo, the pep. It's like your bond between each other, right? If it was like an impassioned speech as a charismatic orator, it might be insight. But that's not what this is. This is like
no. It's like
guts.
I want to see you get this in the fucking hole, and I want to see a perfect spiral when you do it.
Oh, it's
7.
All right. Well, you don't further interfere with him, but yeah, he doesn't. The penalty isn't.
This whole conversation between Spoons and Vandal is very confusing to Nero because I feel like they're mating, and this is not the time. Like, it's not. No, drive the vehicle.
Oh wait, no. Actually, I'm going to give you a choice, Marcus. So, here's a mechanic we haven't talked about. You guys have a special resource called strain. Each of your has a certain amount of strain you can take between rests. Because of your character levels, you have three points of strain that are on your character sheet. You can spend a point of strain to add plus 1d6 to a roll, or to damage, or just to anything, whatever. The trick, though, is that when you rest, any unspent strain is sort of like hit dice. You get to recover hit points with those. So it's a kind of a trade-off there. Normally, you can only spend strain on your own rolls, but because you got the 7 to 9 here, if you want, you can leave him at his -1 penalty and let him roll as is. Or if you want to, here you can burn your up point of strain and throw that in on JP's roll.
Why don't you answer after the break? Why don't you think about it? We'll give you a little bit. And then you can tell us after the break.
Let's do it. Break.
Okay. We'll take our first break. Still got 3 hours left to go here on this one shot of Breakers here on RollPlay. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. See you then.